time series is what we're looking at in this video. It's split into two parts. So in the first part, we're going to look at data where a graph is given to us with the axis labeled. And the second part, we're going to look at examples where the axis isn't labeled and we've got to do that ourselves. So the way my videos work, I'm going to do the example on the left, which is I do. You are then going to press pause and have a go at the example on the right, which is you do. Now I have linked these slides down in the comments below, so you can print them off and work with me. So now with this one, we have got some data for a coffee shop. So straight away, I can see on Monday, the takings are 150. So I'm going to go to Monday, 150. So that is that there. I'm going to plot my first point there. So let me just grab my pen. Monday is 150. Tuesday is 200. Wednesday is 175. So that would be there. Thursday is 225. So that would be there. Friday is 250. Saturday is 300 and Sunday is 175. Now you have to remember to connect this now with a straight line. That is very important. Okay, so use a ruler and a pencil to do all of this when you do it, and make sure all these lines are connected with straight. There we go. That is it. Now that is your time series graph there done. So now hopefully you've pressed pause and had a go at the example on the ref. So the first one is January 60. So January 60. So that is going to be right there. So let me just plot that point. Next one is February 45, March 50, April 35, May 20, and June 15. Okay, so that is how you do a time series plot for this data. And that is that done. So moving on, now this might look a little bit scarier because of the table, but it works in the exact same manner. So here, down here, you've got the quarters. So you've got 3 years here, and each year has 4 quarters, and you can sort of see that down here. So 2022 is there, 23 is there, and 24 is there. So the first one is for 2022. In quarter 1, it's 10.1. So we go to 2022, quarter 1, which is there, and then we just go to 10.1, which is going to be roughly there, and we just plot that in. So if I get my pen and I put in 10.1, that would be there, and I've plotted that probably a little bit too high because it's a little bit trickier to do on the iPad. So if I just go for that again, that would be right there. The next one is 2 and 8, so that would be there. The next one is 3 and 7.5, so that would be there. Next one is 4 and 8.3. The next one, moving on to 2023, is 1 and 9.7. In 2023, it is 2 and 7, 3 and 6.4, 4 and 7.5, and then 1 and 8.7, 2 and 6.5, 3 and 6.3. Now we're 6.3 and right down here. So that would be there. And 4 and 7, that would be there. So that is that done. Now I've just got to connect all the points with a straight line. So if I just do that. So that essentially is what that looks like. So if you look at the example on the right, again, hopefully you've pressed pause and had a go. So the first bit of data is through 2007. So that would be from here to here. So it's saying 1 and 14. So we're going to go to 1. We're going to go up to 14. And that's the first point right there. So 1 and 14. Then it's 2 and 24. 3 and 9. 4 and 8. 1 and 12. 2 and 22. 3 and 11. 4 and 7. 1 and 10. 2 and 20. Oh, I accidentally pressed next there. 2 and 20 would be there. 3 and 11 would be there. 4 and 6 would be there. And again, we're just going to connect these together with a nice straight line using a ruler and a pencil. That's how you should be plotting the points as well, with a pencil. So that is that there. So that's that done. Now moving on, the difference this time is that the axes haven't been drawn for us. So the first thing we'll do is we look at the axis. Now the days go on the y-axis. So we can just write day. And we can just write each day. So that would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now it's important to realize the time series, it doesn't have to start at 0 on the x-axis. Okay, so we've got takings and a pound. So what you've got to look at is the smallest number and the largest number, which is that one there. And then you've got to ask yourself, what's the best scale you can work up in to get this? If I go up in 50s, that will be 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300. Yeah, that works. So you can just go up in 50. So in this case, we can actually start at 0. But like I said, it doesn't always make sense to start at 0 with the time series. So we look at some examples afterwards. That'll be a bit more clear. So in this case, all of that works. So now I can plot that. Monday is 50. Tuesday is 125. Wednesday is 200. Thursday is 250. Friday is also 250. Saturday is 325. And Sunday is 175. And again, if I just connect that together with a nice straight line, and again, hopefully you've pressed pause and had a go at the example on the right. So the smallest number I can see here is 20, and the largest number I can see here is 65. So I would probably go up in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Yeah, you can go up in tens. That works. That would be a nice scale to visualize it. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And we're just going to label that. What is it? Rainfall. So rainfall in millimeters. And on the axis below, we will have the month. So that is July, August, September, October, November, and December. So in July it is 20, August is 30, September is 50, October is 35, November is 65, December is 50. So if I connect all of that together, that's that. And moving on to the last example then. So this time we have got the year and the quarters. So we'll start off on the easy part. So the easy part here is probably going to be looking at the y-axis first. So on the y-axis, we know that's going to have the visitors. So if I just write here, visitors. Okay, so the lowest number for visitors is that one there, 8.3, and the highest number looks like it is 12. So we can start at maybe 8, 8.5, 9, 9.5, 10, 10.5, 11, 11.5. Maybe we can start at 8, 8.5, 9, 9.5, 10, 10.5, 11, 11.5, 12. Yeah, that works. So again, in this case, the scale will start at 0, so we can start at 8. You want to start at a number that makes sense to best represent the data. So it wouldn't make sense to start at 0 because there's no data from 0 to 8. So if you work up in this scale, it will be a lot nicer to visualize the data. So that should say 11.5 and 12. Now that fits everything on. And if I just zoom in a bit, so at the bottom, we would have the quarters. So we can have the quarter 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's for 2023. And then we can have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's for 2024. And we could have 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's for 2025. Now we've just got to plot the data. So we have 1 and 11.5. We have 2 and 10. We have 3 and 9.5. We have 4 and 10.3. We have 1 and 12. We have 2 and 10.5. We have 3 and 8.4. We have 4 and 9.5. We have 1 and 12.2. We have 2 and 10.6. 3 and 8.3. 4 and 10. Now we're just going to connect these together. Now that's that done. So hopefully you've pressed pause and had a got the example on the right. So again, we have visitors here, and I can see the smallest number that I need to work from is 16, and the largest number is 34. So if I, again, in a similar manner, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, that won't work. So we could go up in twos, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, that works. So we can, again, start at 16, just start where it makes sense and go up in a nice interval. 22, 24, 22, 20, that should say 26, 28, 30, 32, and 34. So that's that done. And then on the bottom, we have the courses. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's for 2007. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's for 2008. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's for 2009. And now it's just a case of plotting that data. So we have 1 and 24. We have 2 and 34. We have 3 and 19. We have 4 and 18. We have 1 and 22. 2 and 32. 3 and 21. 4 and 17. 1 and 20. 2 and 30. 3 and 21. 4 and 16. So, and now we're just going to connect these 2 points together. So just do that. So that is that done. And so just looking at this exam question, so it's essentially asking what are the things that could be misleading with the graph. So we have got a graph for the number of visitors, a time series graph. So the first problem is with the time series graph, the points should be connected with straight lines and not a curve. So that's the first problem I can see. The second problem is I can't see any data plotted for quarter one. One just seems to be missing on each year. And the third problem I can see is 9.5 is missing because that goes 8, 8.59, 9.5 should be there. So those are the 3 problems I can spot. You can write any 2 of them. So if you would like some more practice, I've got a full worksheet on this link down in the comments below. And if you found this really useful, I've got loads of other content like this on my channel. Do check it out.